Okay, hi everybody. So let's start with chapter number 3. So give this heading and give this heading, pause the video and give these headings in your in your notebook. Come on, give the headings in your notebook, do that quickly. And over here you write refer PN, do that. Okay, so I assume you have given the heading. So let's start with chapter number 3, the first topic being naming conventions. Now, what exactly this topic is. It's a very important topic, and if you understand this topic, then Java will become a little simple for you. So please pay attention. Now, let's say you are doing a program, and in that program, you want to use a variable area. Now, tell me one thing, instead of naming the word area, instead of using the name area, if you name the variable as mango, is it alright? Definitely, no problem. If you name the variable as pencil, is it correct? Again, definitely it is correct, no problem. See, you are a programmer and you can give any name to a class, to a method, to a variable. It is your right. Now, what Java says that you can give any name to any element in the program, but while giving these names, you should follow certain conventions. So now what we will be doing is we'll be studying those naming conventions over here. Okay. So the first naming convention is for a class and interface. Right now you don't know what is a class. I'm sorry. Right now you don't know what is an interface. So just understand it in this way that the first naming convention is for a class name. So let's start. When you are naming a class, the first letter of the word should be in uppercase, capital, and the remaining letters should be in lowercase, small. If the class name has multiple words, then the starting alphabet of every word should be in uppercase and the remaining alphabets of the word should be in lowercase. If you didn't understand, have a look at this. Look at these examples. So you have a class name account where A is uppercase, remaining lowercase. You have a class name employee data. Be attentive, employee data contains two words, employee and data, where E and D are in uppercase. By the way, this format of writing is called camel case. I repeat, it is called camel case. So camel case means that if there are multiple words, every word will start with uppercase. Okay? Now, the next naming convention is about a method and instance variable. Right now, you don't know what is an instance variable, that we will study in chapter number 4, but you know what is a method. A method is basically a function. So, let's understand the naming convention for a method. The convention is that a method name should be given in lower case if there is only one word. I repeat, if the name has only one word, then it should be given entirely in lowercase. But if the method name contains multiple words, then after the first word, every word will follow camel case. If you didn't understand, no problem, look here. So there is only one word entirely in lowercase. See now here there are two words, find average. So find is entirely in lowercase, but for average A is in uppercase. Okay, so that is the naming convention for a method. The next naming convention is for a local variable. By the way, you know local variable. A local variable is a variable which is declared inside a method. So the naming convention is very simple. A local variable should be given entirely in lowercase. And if there are multiple words in the name, then these words should be separated by underscore. So this is the convention. I don't think it needs any more explanation. The next naming convention is about final variable. I hope you remember what is a final variable. A final variable is a variable whose value cannot be changed. So the convention is that final variables should be given entirely in uppercase, capital, entirely uppercase. And if there are multiple words, then these multiple words should be separated by underscore. So these are the examples. Okay, so now I'm sure you have understood the naming conventions. Now let's understand the importance of these naming conventions. Please be attentive. See, what happens is Java has many predefined classes and many predefined methods, and you should take the word many very seriously. Now, what Java does is Java itself follows these naming conventions. So, if you know the naming conventions properly, then what will happen is here onwards, whenever you see any predefined class or predefined method, I don't need to tell you that this is a class or this is a method. By looking at the name, you will automatically understand what it is. If you still don't understand, let's do one thing. Let's do a very small exercise. So look at this box. I will display four things over here. Area rectangle, area rectangle, area rectangle, area rectangle. Now, even if I don't tell you what they are, you should understand that this area rectangle is the name of a method. This is the name, the second one is the name of a final variable. The third one is the name of a local variable. And the last one is the name of a class. So that is the way in which the naming convention will help you. As we study subsequent topics, you will really understand the importance of these naming conventions. For time being, do one thing. In your printed notes, look at this page where chapter 3 starts. Over here, there is some empty space over here. Okay. So what you do is, you just copy these four area rectangle over there. And in front of it, you write this is method, this is final variable, this is local variable, this is class. Come on, pause the video and do that. Okay, so now let's move ahead. Give the next topic. Give the next topic data input output. Give the topic. Write in your notebook data input output. Under data input output, give a subheading data output. Okay, so now let's try and understand how data output is done in Java. But before that, tell me one thing. How data output is done in C? In C language, if you want to do data output, you will use the printf statement. In Java, if you want to do data output, you will use the system.out.println statement. Now, although you know this system.out.print statement, let's understand this in detail with the help of four examples. So, let's say I want to display welcome to Java. This is the output which I want, welcome to Java. If I want the output welcome to Java, I will write a very simple print statement. What I will do is within the double quotes, I will write welcome to Java. So the logic is very simple. Whatever I write within the double quotes will be displayed as it is. Okay, so that was example number 1. Now let's say in example 2, let's say there is a variable n which is equal to 8 and I want this output. The value of n is 8. If I want this output, should I write this print statement? Think, should I write this print statement? The answer is no. This print statement will display the value of n is 8. But still, you should not write this print statement because please realize n is a variable. Its value can keep on changing. So if the value of n becomes 9, this print statement will still print the value of n is 8. So this is not the best thing to be written. What we will do is we will write this print statement. Okay. Now over here in the double quotes you have the value of n is. So please understand one very simple thing. Whatever you write inside the double quotes will be displayed as it is. So it will display the value of n is. Now after the double quotes you have plus and then you have n. We'll talk about plus in few seconds, but before that let's talk about n. Now n is outside the double quote. So the logic is whatever you write outside the double quote, the compiler will display its value. So the compiler will display the value of n, which is 8. Now let's talk about plus, which is the most important thing over here. This plus is called concatenation operator. I repeat, it is called concatenation operator. So what the plus symbol will do is, it will concatenate, it will join everything which is to its left with everything which is to its right. So it will join the value of n is with 8 and it will give you this particular output. Okay. Now let's take one more example, third example. Let's say there is an employee whose salary is 500.5 and this employee has scored 123. Now let's say I want to display this output. I want to display salary of employee 123 is 500.5. So for that I will write this print statement. Now take a few seconds, have a look at this part of the print statement. Look at it carefully. See, remember the logic. Whatever is inside the double quotes will be displayed as it is. Whatever is outside the double quotes, the compiler will display its value. So the compiler will display value of code and value of salary. Now let's talk about plus again. What is the logic of plus? This plus is called concatenation operator and you should put plus either after double quote ends or either before double quote starts. I repeat, you should put plus either after double quote ends or before double quote starts. So see, this is the ending of double quote, you have put a plus. This is the starting of double quote, so you have put a plus before that. Okay, so after double quote ends, you put a plus. Before double quote starts, you put a plus. That is the basic logic. Now, there is one problem which we'll do on your own. Let's say I have two variables n and f and I want to display this output. 6 is the factorial of 3. Now what you do is pause the video and in your notebook you copy everything from here till here, and in order to display this output you need one print statement which you will write over here. Okay, so pause the video and do that. Start. Okay, welcome back. So this is the output. In the double quotes you have is the factorial of, so that will be displayed as it is. Then the compiler will display value of f, value of n, and there is a concatenation operator after f and before n. So that was the topic of data output for you.